It was nearly 8 months ago that I became Needle's Eye Ministries' second executive director, and these 8 months have been full of God's blessing. We've seen new believers come to faith in Jesus Christ, we've launched new small groups, we've seen longtime small groups just keep pressing in and caring for each other. We've seen a re-energized and refocused women's ministry following our tremendous Influencer event back in October, with more ways to serve more women in the marketplace. We've added some great new team members, Michael Ferreira and Jeremy Waltz, in the last few weeks to handle finances, operations, and small groups for us. And just over a year ago, we added Pam Paget and Roxanne Crosby, who oversee the front office, administration, and discipleship. Amazingly, surprisingly, we sold our building for about 3.5 times what we originally paid for it. And even more amazingly, we actually get to stay in that building rent-free until the end of August 2022, thanks to God and thanks to what we were able to negotiate with the great folks who purchased our property. We're actually looking for a new space, about 7,000 square feet, to put Needle's Eye into so that we can undertake this ministry that God has for us in the next decade and beyond. Buddy and I continue to work really well together. We have a great relationship and we are thriving, I think, in our new roles. I think he'd say the same. While I'm leading the way with vision and long-term strategy, Buddy's able to spend more of his time in ministry, sharing the gospel, leading groups, counseling, supporting leaders. God has been amazingly good to us. And I think, while none of us ever deserve God's blessings, I think it's at least in part because at Needle's Eye we're so focused on Him and His gospel and His word and helping marketplace people grow closer to Jesus. Every week at staff meeting, we open in prayer about God bringing our mission and vision to fruition, and that we would be obedient and wise in doing the work He has for us. And every monthly board meeting, we open with a devotional, studying God's Word, so we could be more like Him as we steer this ministry and also as we conduct our personal and professional lives. Needle's Eye is all about Jesus. It always has been, it always will be. And that's why when I was putting together our long-term strategy, our 2030 vision, it's just all about this idea of every worker in Richmond being one coworker away from Jesus Christ. Every worker, one coworker away. The idea that one day every single business, organization, nonprofit, government agency would have Christians who conduct themselves in such a way, who work with excellence in such a way, who embody the fruit of the Spirit in such a way, that when God's Spirit stirs in the non-Christians that they work with, when those folks start asking hard questions about life or about faith, when they're going through hard times or struggles or tragedy, that those non-Christian coworkers, employers, employees, that they would want to turn to their Christian coworkers for wisdom, for prayer, and for the hope that they have in Jesus. Can you imagine if the gospel of Jesus Christ impacted every single workplace in Richmond every single day? Can you imagine how our city might change? Can you imagine how God might use such a city? And I love this vision of every worker, one coworker away from Jesus, because only God can do it. We can't do this. I can't do this. We can't change people's hearts. We don't want to force people to change. We have to rely on God. And if we even get close to this vision coming to fruition, He'll get all the glory. So what we do is the things that we can do in obedience to Him and to serve and equip you all in living out your faith. So I want to invite you to consider joining us in this really exciting season for Needle's Eye and these opportunities that we have to glorify God and impact the marketplace. Join a small group if you're not in one. Join us in prayer. Keep your eyes out maybe for a new building for us. Maybe even consider financially supporting the ministry. God is doing something really significant, and our job is just to obey Him and be as strategic and creative and faithful as we possibly can in His service. There's a lot of exciting things coming in 2022 and beyond, and we just want to be true to the Lord. Thank you for watching, and may God get the glory.